Welcome back, everybody. So today I'm going to be tying for you probably one of the more unique flies out there. It's tied by a guy out of Arkansas. He was an Umpqua tyer, and he may still be. His name is McLellan. I forget his first name, but I have been in his store there in Fayetteville, Arkansas a number of times, and he's just a really nice guy. Really humble, knows his stuff, and created this little innovative little fly. It's called a Hunchback Scud. So today I'm going to be tying this on a Timco 2488H in size. This one is a 14. And one of the unique things about it is you get this this weight. You get it out. If it's, you find this stuff. Where'd I put it? Oh, right here. It's called Twistons. So normally these are just like line sinkers, which you'd put on your line to sink it on down and whatnot. And it comes in this little, almost like a match box type configuration. And it's this thin little lead, you know, that you would twist onto your line to sink it. But what we're gonna do is, you can see I've already tied a few of these, so I've got a nice angle cut already. So that's going to start my slope to my next fly. I'm going to kind of bend that down, you know, with my hand there. I'm going to kind of measure it to where I want the other angle to start. So I use my thumb to do that. And then I'm going to use my scissors, the ones I use for cutting lead and stuff like that, to just cut out a little hunch. So it's going to look about like that. Just a little hump. That's a little bit of a steep hump, so I'm going to take that little bit of corner off there. Just a little bit more. There we go. So there's your little hunch that you're going to start with for your Hunchback Scud. I'm going to carefully set that aside so I don't lose it. And go ahead and start my olive thread. This is green. This is sheer 14-aught ink green. And you just start yourself a normal thread base layer. This fly really isn't too difficult to tie, other than the part about getting this hunch on there. So I'm going to lay my lead back on top where I want it to be. I'm just going to kind of start loose wrapping thread on here. And I'm kind of using my non-tying hand to kind of prop this thing up, because you don't want to push that lead over like that. You want to try and keep it upright. And so I'm using my non-tying hand to do that. If you get yourself a little gap there, you can just kind of push your finger on it. That'll kind of flatten that thread, that lead a little bit. And kind of make little stairs that you can climb up, just like that. And once you have everything lashed down pretty well, you can manipulate it by pinching it. Sorry, I'm all fingers. And then there's pretty much your hunch. You know, to my knowledge, he just wanted to create something that really matched the hunchiness of a scud. And I mean, I can't tell you, but other than to look at a scud in the water, and you'll know that pretty much matches it perfectly without a problem. And it also gives the fly some weight, everything. All right, now after I get some 5X Tippet tied in on the far side, the reason why you want to tie it on the far side is whenever you wrap this stuff, it'll come up underneath this scud back. Instead of pushing on it, it'll come up underneath it first. So that's what you want. Now this, to be honest with you, this step is the hardest part. I like to go nice and slow on that first wrap around, and then kind of use my thread torque to pull that scud back into position to start tying it. And then I kind of use my finger to kind of gingerly guide it up the hook. And then from here, I'm just using light olive Sow-Scud dub. And really there's not much else to the fly. Slightly dub the body. Nothing too crazy. Then you take your scud back, fold it over. If you pull it too tight, what will tend to happen is it'll kick off to one side or kick off to the other. So you don't want to go too crazy tight with this, just enough to keep it in place. One thing I like to do is I like to put about 8 wraps up here at the front. That way I know I've got it in place. Just in case some of those want to fall off the front, the whole thing doesn't fall off. The other little trick that I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly open my vise and angle my fly up. That way the angle of my thread here is a little bit back towards the back of the fly instead of hanging off the front. Then from there, I'll start with one full twist around with the 5X Tippet, and then I'll start trying to climb up this hunch. Now you can kind of use your fingernail to try and guide this 5X Tippet to not pinch that scud back whenever you are wrapping over it. And then you just do nice even turns. Except for that one slipped because I lost my grip. Nice even turns until you're done. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to get a couple right behind. I'm going to pull this thread, or excuse me, the scud back to nice and tight. Get my angle, my scissors, cut it on out. Then from there, give her a couple of whip finishes. And what you can do is, if you come in with your brush, you have to be careful because sometimes you can hit this stuff, this 5X, and it'll slide around, it'll slide off. So I just like coming in with my whip finisher and plucking some of these fibers out. Right from the bottom. You go in between your wraps of 5X and you just pull out these legs. Try to go on both sides here. And from there, when it's all nice and scraggly, pull it all down nice and tight. And you just give her a haircut right below the bottom of the hook. And there you go. I'll finish it off with a little touch of head cement. And that is McLellan's Hunchback Scud. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time.